At this time, I'm also proud to present Douglas Chamberlain. He is our 2013 Metropolitan College of Service to the Profession recipients and our commencement speaker. Douglas earned a Bachelor of Applied Sciences in Business Administration from Metropolitan College and the Masters of Business Administration from the Graduate School of Management at Boston University. He is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Appleton Partners. He is the founder of both Appleton and Cambridge Appleton Trust. He is responsible for oversight and day-to-day management of Appleton Partners, serves at the firm's fixed income and equity investment committees, and chairs the Planning Policy Committee. Well, if this is not enough, he also sits on the boards of Franciscan Hospital for Children, Baker Humane Services, Opera Boston, and the Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain Museum. Douglas, today we honor you for your service to profession. Please come forward to receive your award. Congratulations to our distinguished alumni, and Mr. Chamberlain, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I always liked red. You made it. Congratulations. I know it's been a long road to hoe. 40 years ago, 40 years ago, I was exactly where you are today, and I'm excited for you, and I know your best days are ahead. My wife mentioned to me this morning, she said, no one complains about a short speech. So I'll be sure not to disappoint her and hopefully not to disappoint you today. And I also know that I'm the last standing member between you and your diplomas, so that's a very dangerous place to be. When I look back over space and time, I'm reminded of my colleagues and professors who influenced and inspired me. I'm very grateful to BU for giving me the foundation and framework to build a very fruitful career and to hopefully to help leave a path for others to follow and aspire to meet their own goals and ambitions. Someone once said that a college can be compared to a bright light or a beacon set upon a hill, that radiates knowledge which transcends into wisdom over the years. And I've found that to be true, but it's not an automatic. One must continually reach for that beacon of knowledge because it's not something that's simply bestowed upon us. And obviously, none of us can know how long we're going to be on this planet, but what we can and must do, take control of our personal and professional vision by charting out our own course to follow. And with what you've learned from the faculty at Met and BU, you'll be well armed to navigate those waters ahead. As with all of you, Met gave me the knowledge and framework to succeed. And from that point forward, I made certain that I would reach out for that beacon of light every single day. During my career, I've had the good fortune to be involved with many different industries and a variety of professional arenas. However, my early interest and focus was in finance and investments. I found that I had a proficiency for math and a knack for finding value in the marketplace. After graduation, I decided to continue my education at BU's School of Management, where I earned my MBA. I was greatly influenced and inspired by the late Dean, Henry Morgan, there, and my finance professor and dear friend, Jack Aber, who recently retired from BU. And talking about influence on people, some of you might remember the name Jack Aber as a professor who so influenced another BU student years ago that student recently made the largest single gift to Boston University in its history as an expression of their appreciation for Jack's teaching and influence upon his career. After graduation, I worked for several large banks and investment companies where I learned the ropes and a great deal more about the investment markets and business in general. While there, I recognized that the marketplace environment was changing rapidly. Investor needs and requirements were changing as well. However, many large institutions weren't addressing the clear societal shift that was taking place. The standard of most large investment institutions in the 1970s and 80s was product and commission-based. They were either reluctant or numb to, or too vague in terms of understanding the evolving changes in the consumer demands and expectations of the marketplace. What they didn't recognize or chose not to embrace was the investment industry was evolving from a product to a service base. In other words, people desired a relationship service, not a multiplicity of private label products. They were tired of hearing from Wall Street that this is good for you, buy it, you like it, eat it. And that just wasn't what was going on in the 90s and the 2000s. Rather, what they were looking for was a trusted professional advisor, their own finance or investment consigliere. So it was clear to us that the markets were shifting to relationship management. So in 1986, along with 3 of my colleagues, we founded Appleton Partners, which is a wealth management organization created specifically to address the needs of both the individual and institutional investor. Our mission was simple: focus exclusively on the specific needs and requirements of a changing marketplace by building centers of excellence. We recognize that no one investment organization can excel in everything. However, by building areas of specific expertise, we could create centers of excellence that could add excess return and thus provide a meaningful value advantage for the investor. In reflection, perhaps we were a bit naive, but we felt if we focused exclusively on what our clients wanted, and if we placed our own personal financial interests secondary, that the rest would take care of itself. Naive or not, that's what took place in the marketplace. That's what the marketplace wanted, and our business plan was very much on target. Our company grew from a very small Boston-based organization to an entity with clients in 47 states and 7 countries. Over the years, we developed a very unique management-based style, which became key to the success of our firm and other things that we were doing. It's an approach to collaborative management we call the friction of friendly minds, the friction of friendly minds. This practice, which maybe you'll have the opportunity to employ as well, embraces the process power of collective thought in the workplace and beyond. Its application is in industry, it's in government, and even in academia. In a free and open environment of empowerment, it works like this. You have an idea, you share it with the colleague listens and sees the merit, and very likely will be able to offer something to enhance your suggestion. A third person may do similarly, and before you know it, you may well have the nucleus of something quite unique and powerful. Because it's a collective open effort, everyone reaps the benefit of success, which otherwise unlikely would be accomplished individually. This becomes a true teamwork collaborative. I encourage you to practice it, collectively apply it, and I believe you and your colleagues will experience the great power that it can generate, the friction of friendly minds. By way of example, we applied the friction of friendly minds practice to help convince the OCC in Washington to grant license for the country's first ever joint venture of a bank and a 40 Act investment company, to create a national trust bank capable of operating in all 50 states. That was the first time it was ever done. And if you think working with the federal government and convincing them to do something new is easy, we're not going to give you that diploma. It is tough, believe me. So, communication is a good part of it. We also employed the same principles to help company turnarounds. While I was chairman of Franciscan Children's Hospital just down the road in Brighton, our board came together to exercise the practice of friction of friendly minds during a particularly stressful time in healthcare. By applying these same creative teamwork principles, we were able to greatly strengthen and improve the hospital's physical operations. And in so doing, Franciscan was named the #1 turnaround hospital in the country by the American Hospital Association. Believe me, I know as you do, it's not easy working full-time, managing your job, providing for your families while you strive to complete a challenging college degree program. But it's the same dedication and tenacity that you've already shown that will benefit you greatly in the years to come. No matter what your profession or what you aspire to be, you have a very important advantage. You've already been able to successfully manage and balance your career with your education, and that's by no means an incidental thing. You work very hard to reach this day, and you have a very wonderful and bright future ahead. So please, please never lose sight of your vision and your ambitions, and you're sure to do well. I can say this because I've been there. I was where you are today those many years ago, and by personally having experienced it, just like making that successful return on investment, I would confidently place a very large personal bet on all of you. So congratulations to you and all the best. Chamberlain?